change it. Well, it's the same theme. You gotta make it sound good, make it sound important, all right? Well, do it next one. Do it for the next video. Seriously. Hey everybody, welcome to Defending My Collection, the series of videos I'm doing where I'm going through my Blu-ray collection, and we're on the G-Money section. What up, G? We got some G's to show you. Some G's, and not the kind of money G's, but the kind of movie with the letter that begins, the movie with the title that the letter begins with. You know what I'm doing. Jeez, guys, I'm just trying. I'm pushing it. Anyway, guys, welcome to the video. Getting myself primed, and I was just looking today because I don't check all the time. Usually I take notice when I get a message on some of my past videos, and I do get notifications when somebody subscribes, but I'm trying not to look so I can be surprised when I do look. But as of today, which is July 20th, I'm up to 176 subscribers, all thanks to you guys. Man, I know it's still not a lot, but I just think it's great. You know, since I started this back last month, I was only like in the 70, and now I'm like 100 up, which is great. And I'm just really thankful to you guys for subscribing, for watching my videos, and for liking them and commenting. I must be doing something right, but anyway, it's great. I'm glad. I'm glad it's slowly going up, and I'm subscribing to a lot more. Usually, what I do is, if you subscribe to me, I'm going to subscribe to you, and then I'm going to kind of check out your videos every day. That's what I've been doing. But man, the list is getting long. There's not enough time in a day to check everybody's videos. And but I do watch a lot of them, and I might not comment on the bottom of them. That's kind of me. I just want to move on to the next, unless something really in your video strikes me, or I find something really good about one of the picks you're talking about, that I might want to put a comment in there. But all your guys' comments, I mean, you're giving me the gambit of all kind of things. You're asking me what kind of machine I have, what kind of shelves I have. You're asking me, do I have certain movies, which is kind of cool. Again, with my categorizing, it's kind of up and down. Someone asked me if I have Captain America, and I do, but it's in the 3D section because I have all my 3D movies in one area. But anyway, we're here in the G's. We don't have too many. It was like half a shelf. Excuse me. And if I choke on my burp, let's get started. At least you know the story of my lip. If you looked at my last video, you'll find out all the traumas I've had, my split and this and that eyeball almost coming out and all that. But anyway, those that I haven't looked, look at, what is it, Trauma Tales. It's kind of a cool thing because when I posted that video, I got a response from, let me check, because I want to give his name because he's really cool. Craig likes the movies. I believe he's from the UK, and he wrote a very long description of things that happened in his life, and I don't know, maybe we'll start a little thing, Trauma Tales from the Blu-ray people, all the accidents you've had, all the blood and carnage in your life. Is this too bright? Should I lower this? Let me see if I lower this. That looks a little better. Okay. Anyway, let's get to the G's. Not gonna say it. Not gonna say that this is gonna be a short one, because you never know, especially with the little drinky winky. I actually was playing GTA 5 before I started this. I needed to loosen up after work. I just got home from work. It's Monday, by the way, the 20th, and I made myself a drink, and I just went on a couple missions. I bought myself a nice new car, and now I'm ready to do some videos. I'm a little primed, and I'm ready. And we're going to go through the G's. So the first movie in the collection. You know what I do is when I stack them. I mean, I kind of know what I have, but there's a lot of movies like in the last video in the F's when I came across Fool's Gold and Flight of the Phoenix. I totally forgot I had those, and I would stand in front of my wall of movies and Oh, are they cutting the lawn now? The little guys are riding around on those lawnmowers. So if you're going to hear, I'm not going to stop and wait. I'm going to do this now. But you're probably going to hear, just please excuse it. I know my audio isn't the greatest anyway. I'm kind of in a corner, so there isn't much of an echo. And the movies really do suck in a lot of that sound. But anyway, what I do is when I'm ready to do a video, I'll take all my movies and I'll put them down from the last to the first of the, we're doing the G's now, so it's G, GA, GB, you know, until the, what is the last one I have? GU, you know. So I just stack them and then we're going to talk. And then I'll grab a movie and go, oh, I got this. And then I'll defend my collection. I really got to stop. See, I'm just trying to be framed perfectly. I don't want to, I want to look there, so I kind of like looking at you guys. Hey, here's some questions. Answer some questions down below. Oh, damn lawnmower, guys. It's loud to me. I hope it isn't loud to you. What was I going to ask you? I was going to ask you to do something. What was I going to ask you to do? I don't know. Well, let's get to the G's. Maybe I'll remember it. Anyway, guys, we're in the G's, and this first movie in my G thing is hilarious. I love this movie. Kind of wish they would do a sequel. I'm waiting for him to drive by. I was waiting for this to be as, I know what I was going to ask you now. I'm keeping you. Damn, show the damn first movie. How do you guys watch these? Do you just write on the below? You don't have to write a whole big giant paragraph. Just go. I watch it on my iPod. I watch it on my iPad, or I watch it on my television at home because you know you can watch YouTube now at home, streaming and all that, which I know nothing about. I am behind that way. I just have my players and I have a little antenna so I can get some channels from the satellites, you know, the 257, the natural channels. I have no cable for, gosh, it's been over 20 years since I haven't paid for cable. It's a waste to me. And I'm not going to say much about what you want to watch. You can kind of find online wherever you look. You can kind of find it and watch it that way. Anyway, how do you guys watch me? Not watch me. How do you guys watch these videos? Just kind of write down below and let me know. That is irritating. First movie, I kind of wish it had a sequel. It might. Who knows? These people are still around and we might get one day. But this movie was hilarious. It kind of came out of nowhere. I don't even think I saw the trailer. I think it was one of those where it's like, no, I'm just going to wait and watch it when it comes out. And I had the DVD, and I liked the DVD. I really liked the menu on the DVD because it was one of the characters. I'm talking about Galaxy Quest. I like holding my movies against my face. I get my big face in your screen and the G's and the video. I don't know. I look back at some of the videos and I see myself doing this, and it's kind of like Karnak. I'm kind of like Karnak. For those youngins out there that don't know, because I'm an old gray-haired old man, you people didn't know who Johnny Carson was. Johnny Carson was one of the best talk show hosts in the history of talk show hosts, and he retired and he's gone and he passed. And he's a great guy, and I wish there was more of. Other than the best ofs, I wish there was more collections out there of like the full shows. Because he had some great guests, especially some of the early ones, where you got Dean Martin and Sammy Davis and that, and they're all on the couch and they're all like, they're probably drinking, but they're smoking because you could have smoked back then. And I wish there were more of those shows available. But anyway, Johnny Carson used to do this routine where he had like a genie hat or a big like Swami type hat, and he was called Karnak. And Ed McMahon, his co-host, would give him like the answer to a question, and then he would hold up the envelope, make a goofy thing, rip open the envelope, and then he'd go, you know, and he'd say the joke, and that would be funny. So when I'm watching myself do this, I'm doing this, and it's kind of like Karnak, you know. Anyway, Galaxy Quest is hilarious. Never give up, never surrender. by Grab Flowers. What a savings. So great. And I think it might have been originally an R-rated movie, but they changed it to PG because there's one scene in there when they get to the big chompers, when they're going through the ship near the end, and Sigourney Weaver clearly says, "Oh," and I think the dubbing is like, "Oh darn." But they might have did that on purpose because, you know, she's clearly saying what she's saying, but they put it, so maybe that was part of the joke and it really wasn't an R and they didn't change it. They just said it's funnier that way. Comes with a lot of special features. You can kind of see. Hey, maybe I'll be giving a ultraviolet code today. Wouldn't that be exciting? Hey, thanks to, or congrats to, let me just do this again. Duh, get to the damn movies, you're always talking. And who was it? It was not that guy, not that guy. Wait a minute, it's in the, I thought it was here. And that's right. Sabada Subisu. I'm sorry, I can't, wait, that's that. Is this? And we're looking. It was Fury that I gave away, but I know there was a message from someone saying, "Hey, thanks, I got it," and I don't know where that went. And I want to kind of tell who got it. Let me look here. Guy talking about Crank, gobbledygook. What? I'm sorry. I want to do the video and I can't look right now. But last video in the Fs, I gave away the UV Ultraviolet, the streaming code to Fury, the Brad Pitt war movie, tank movie. And somebody wrote me, and I'm sorry. I apologize. I don't remember who you were. I wanted to give you a shout out, but. I can't find you right now. I should have did that before. I'll try to do that. Whenever somebody, if I do this now in every video and give away the code for the streaming version or the UV code for the downloadable version, I think that's what they're called. Just send me a quick email or a quick message and say, hey, thanks. I was the one that first got the code, and then in the next video, I'll actually give you a shout out and say, hey, congrats to you for getting it. You were the first that saw it, and I'm really sorry that and it's bugging the hell out of me that, is it the real Sketchman? No, the real Sketchman was the guy that was talking to me about Crank. When I was doing the C's, there was an issue with Crank 2 that when I would pull it in my machine, the disc would automatically try to contact the online service. And if it didn't detect one, the movie really wouldn't play. There would just be like a small box in the middle of the screen, and you'd only see that small little section. And he said I should use a USB. I should plug in my USB to the thing, and it kind of bypasses that, and the movie plays fine. So that was the real Sketchman, and I thank you for that. Shut up, Roger. There's so much of that. Yeah, the real Sketchman. Thanks for the. I haven't tried it yet, but I'm going to try it. But I really appreciate his input to. Never give up, never surrender. Hilarious movie. I love it. Oh, I was going to say the DVD menu of this had one of the alien characters, which you can kind of see right up here. Those guys. Rainn Wilson was one of them. But it showed him like mopping the deck, the bridge. And it would just go on and on. You know, let me go on a little, not a tirade, but you guys notice that sometimes DVD menus are kind of really cool and clever, and then a Blu-ray would come out and they just have a basic still picture, and it's like, well, where's that cool, that menu? And they got more than enough room. Why don't they put those on there? Harold and Kumar Go to White Castle, the very first Harold and Kumar movie. the DVD menu was hilarious because they were like sitting in their car like a scene, and you think it's a scene and you're watching it if you don't hit the play, and you just watch it and they're like, why are they sitting there? Why don't they hit play? Or at least choose a scene to watch. You know, they would like talk to you. Spinal Tap was another one. Spinal Tap started out with the title of Spinal Tap, really tiny, and then it would get big. And they of course the disc, and I believe the Blu-ray has a commentary by Spinal Tap, the actors that performed those characters. But the menu of Spinal Tap was hilarious because it was just a black screen, and they're like, oh, it's black. Oh, what's that little white dot? It's coming closer. Oh, it's hilarious. And there's a lot. House of a Thousand Corpses had Sid Haig coming in, and he's like, what the fuck are you doing here? And Tiny fucked the stump, and excuse my French, but that stuff is hilarious. And why isn't that transported to the Blu-ray, you know? So you kind of have to hang on to some DVDs if you want. I kind of gave up buying DVDs. I actually bought Roger's Tyrants. I actually bought a DVD. First time I bought a DVD movie in a long time because I got really tired of waiting for it, and I had something in my mind says it's never going to come out. It's the movie 11:14, 11:14, and it's a great little movie. And I bought the DVD, and you know how even the Blu-ray, look how sturdy. You can kind of press it, but it was so eco. Of course, it's not cheapo eco. It was so thin. Blu-ray cases were always thinner than DVD cases. This DVD, when I get to the DVDs, I'll talk about it again, but it was like you could just bend the thing. It was, what kind of protection is that for your disc? Really cheaping out on the DVDs, and by this time I kind of thought the DVDs were going to be phased out, and people just haven't upgraded to Blu-rays. And now they're talking about the end of physical media. I'm so glad the lawn people are done, which is never going to happen. There's always going to be some kind of physical media because, well, I don't know. Who knows if streaming's ever going to have the full signal come through. Anyway, Galaxy Quest was the first G, and it's just outstanding. Wow, it's almost like every letter of the alphabet of my movies, I always come across a Criterion. I wonder if I have one Criterion movie for every letter. That's something I really should check in. A's off the A, All That Jazz. B, you're already yelling at me. I'm just going to say The Blob and Blowout Criterions. C has, and I know your people are going, why is he doing this? Just show the damn G movies. C, I know I got a Criterion in the C somewhere, don't I? The Burp. No, that's a B. C. Maybe I don't have C's. D's, I can say Dazed and Confused. And F's. It's just... So, we're in the G's. What kind of a G movie would I have? That's Criterion. It's a movie I had on VHS. No, I had this on DVD. I had this on Laserdisc. Did Criterion ever release? No, I think Criterion, this is the first time Criterion did this movie. Fantastic flick. David Fincher, one of our best frickin' directors right now. Michael Douglas, Sean Penn, The Game. Yeah, great movie. Really cool movie. Again, I've just talked 20 minutes and I went through 2 movies. The Game, great movie. If you haven't seen it, see it. If you have seen it, you know it. It's fantastic, and it's Criterion. And for those, it's got all kind of extras. And I'll just open it up, show the old Criterion, because Criterion is the company out there that is, there we go. Nice little book. Booklet. I'm just showing the book. Get the movie. There's a few Criterions that go out. Here, answer me down below too. how often does Criterion go out of print? Because I know, I mean, it seems like there's years that go by and I haven't picked it up, and then then they have the Criterion sale and I buy it. It's like, I'm so glad that's still in print. But I don't know, do any of them? I know The Third Man, was that on DVD or Blu-ray, went out of print? Or M, the Peter Lorre's film. But anyway, kind of right down below, just do a little thing. Yeah, they do go out of print, and if you have a website that kind of shows me the ones that are out of print and the, you know. Okay, you know, we're in the G's. We're going to talk about Godzilla, but we're going to talk about one of his buddies first. And I wasn't a fan of these movies. Well, these movies I was a fan of, but the early Gamera movies, we're talking about Gamera, I wasn't a fan of the early ones. I don't know why. The first one is kind of cool. The first one is kind of scary. Really kind of scary. And a friend of mine, Bob, he tells me the story one time that he was freaked out as a little kid seeing it for the first time. But I really should get some Kleenex. You know, the old Gamera movies, and there's quite a bit, and they just came out with two volumes that covers the whole series of Gamera movies. But when these new ones came out, which was 95, 96, and 99, these things blew me away because, you know, the effects were so much better. They still had, I think the reason I didn't care for the originals was because they were very, and I might be wrong on this because I didn't see them all, very childlike. You know, like how Godzilla in the late 70s kind of got into that, you know, Gigan and stuff, and the Ultraman guy, which isn't right. I'm totally sacrilegious on Godzilla. Sorry, Toho. And these are kind of like this, but these are kick-ass movies. The special effects are awesome in them. The stories are kind of okay, and you know, if you get tired of Godzilla, throw in Gamera. This is the 2 set that came out that has all 3 movies, and I believe there was an issue with the 3rd one, but they had since corrected that, and no inner pictures or anything. And this is the version that's corrected. I don't remember what it was. Look it up online, or if you know, you know. But wow, see, I forgot I had this, and I'm glad I gotta watch this. By the way, I didn't watch Falling Down the other night. I got hooked on a show from Australia that I heard about for maybe a few months. This year I heard about it, called Danger 5. And I mainlined the first 4 episodes. They're half hour, well, they're 20-minute episodes, 25-minute episodes, and they are hilarious. They're purposely poorly done. It's like a combination of Team America meets Thunderbirds meets Mission Impossible meets we only got a couple dollars. Let's film it, you know. And it's all the exterior scenes with the vehicles are all like little toys, like Thunderbirds was, but the characters are live action, and it's totally dated like the 70s. They're always drinking martinis or something, and they're smoking, and it's always got to kill Hitler, and Hitler's making dinosaurs and weapons out of gold, and it's a hilarious show. Check out Danger 5. They're on YouTube. There's stuff on YouTube. Anyway, this movie, yeah, Gamera. This movie, this movie is awesome. This is a peck and paw movie. It's not even open. I must have bought this, and it was like, got to put it on the shelf. Let's put it on the shelf, and I totally forgot. And like I said, sometimes when I stand there looking for what's Roger watching, the mind just goes right over it, and I don't even realize. I'm talking about the great 1972 movie, The Getaway. No, it's not the remake. Although the remake wasn't that. I have no desire to see it. Steve McQueen, Ali McGraw. Awesome flick. Got lots of cool extras there. Gosh, the shootout at the end, and the just the opening with the machines. You know, they don't make movies like this. Something about the 70s movies really had a grittiness, a rawness to it. The French Connection, The Getaway, Papillon, Dog Day Afternoon. There's some really nice style there by those directors. Anyway, if you haven't seen the original, The Getaway, see the original with Steve McQueen. Always good. You know what? Daniel Craig, the first time I saw him in Casino Royale, I was like, he looks a lot like, you know, Steve McQueen. But nobody ever mentions that. Is it just me? Do I only think he looks like Steve McQueen? Anyway, Craig's cool, the new Bond. All right, this is weird because it's in G's because the first word is get. But it's kind of a pseudo-sequel to an F movie, which is Forgetting Sarah Marshall, which has a very small little bits with Russell Brand, who some people can't stand, and the lawn cutters are back. They're probably just trimming now. But this movie, as probably funnier, this movie really made me laugh a lot more than Forgetting Sarah Marshall. Forgetting Sarah Marshall was like a romantic comedy thing, and it had it had doing the Joker. Well, we don't know if that Joker's going to be any good. Come on, guy, what are you doing? Mila Kunis it had, which is nice eye candy always. But I'm talking about Get Him to the Greek with Jonah Hill. Music star, assistant has to get him to the concert on time. Hilarity ensues. But no, this movie really cracked the hell out of me. DVD, Blu-ray. No digital copy. Well, yeah, digital copy included. It's been out a while. I'm not going to give you this. I'll give you a classier one. I liked it. I laughed at it. And Russell Brand didn't bother me. He fit right into that obnoxious character. There's a really cool scene in a bar where Jonah Hill takes some drugs and there's all these heads floating around. It's really funny. But I like the movie. And the songs are pretty obnoxious, just like it's supposed to be, you know. All right, this one, wow, this is a 4-disc set. What the hell? You got... Is there a disc back there? No. And the thing came out of the spindle. Oh, it's broke. Oh, man. Probably during shipping. Skin slip, I feel your pain. Although you've been really tortured recently with all your mail. Poor guy. He orders great stuff like Criterion and Arrow Video stuff. And the things come cracked because the packaging, bubble mailers. But anyway, I got this and it has issues. But I don't mind because that's why there's a DVD game, which I didn't even know. Back when I was growing up, there was a classic comedy television series created by Buck Henry and Mel Brooks called Get Smart. And I do have the whole series on DVD. I spent the big bucks when it originally came out and got it. And I love the show. The show is great. Barbara Feldon, so beautiful back then. But anyway, even Angelina Pettyjohn, Angelette, I think I got her first name wrong, but Pettyjohn, the blonde from one of the Star Trek episodes. Anyway, she was in a couple episodes. But anyway, and Larrabee and Jaime. It's such a great show. So when I heard they were doing a movie, it was like, they already kind of tried that with Don Adams, and those movies really sucked. The Nude Bomb, and I think there was another one. But then I heard they were casting, I should be over a little more. Then I heard they were casting Steve Carell, and I was like, that's inspired casting. He's an excellent Bond. He'd be an excellent Max. He really would. And then they got Anne Hathaway, she's all right, you know, but Alan Arkin as the chief, perfect. What are you doing, Max? You know you can't do that. I do a better Alan Arkin, and I just screwed that up. How come you don't want to do that? But I'm not going to do voices. Anyway, so this came out, and I picked it up, and I can open it for you. And it had, see, the little thing that goes inside. The clip that holds it is off. Okay, good thing the Blu-ray didn't fall. It was the DVD and the digital copy, which came with it. And I'm just going to close that and put it away. I don't love it. It has some moments of you know, like him seeing the shoe phone in the case. It has some references to the original series, which are kind of fun to see, but you notice they haven't made a sequel. You didn't catch on? Now this, this was a sight unseen, just buy, and I freaking love this movie. Who directed this movie? Wait, the slipcase doesn't show the director. That's unusual. Adrian Grunberg. I don't think I've ever seen him. But it was written by Mel Gibson. And it's Get the Gringo. Freaking awesome movie. You know, there was a movie that came out probably around the year, maybe it was the year this came out, or maybe the year before, called The Last Stand with Arnold Schwarzenegger. And it was so nice to see him in an action, like an R-rated action flick that felt like it came from the 80s. And when I saw this, it was the exact same thing. After all the frickin' stuff about Mel Gibson and just like with, you know, there's those certain actors, I'm not going to see a Tom Cruise movie. I'm not going to see Mel Gibson. He's, you know, racist and all that. And like I said with Apocalypto, you know, the guy knows how to make a damn good movie. He knows how to direct, you know, Braveheart and all. But this thing was just like it came out of the 80s. It's like, oh, we forgot to release it. Here it is. And hard R, great action, great story. And Mel is kick-ass in this thing. I would pair this with The Last Stand, although The Last Stand's a little more humorous, and the Rambo, the last Rambo movie that came out with Stallone, which was another like really hard R-rated, bullets causing gore everywhere. It's just great. Yeah, Get the Gringo. If you haven't seen it, Get the Gringo. Bought this. This came out, first release of this came out on Blu-ray. Had to get it. It's a classic. And it was very cheap when it came out, probably like 7 something. Ghostbusters. Of course, you know, the transfer was, whoa, what happened? Can you see? Am I crooked? Am I in normal? Can you, there's a little pricey there up there. Little Vincent, you can kind of be peeking. And you can see I replaced a new poster. What I'm doing back there, can you guess what that poster is? The title is cut out because it's on the bottom. I don't think you can see it. Maybe you can see it. Anyway, what I'm doing is, because that's a cool frame that I bought. It's from Snapper Frame. And replacing the posters is like a minute. You unsnap each frame. Did I talk about that? I think I talked about this, but it might have been on a What's in the Box video. But anyway, you just pop, and then you pull there's like a clear plastic. You pull the whole thing out. You get another poster. You put it up. You put the clear plastic and snip the 4 corners. Yeah, what am I doing? I want to go this way. Oh, there. This is weird doing it backwards. The 4, you know, the corners, they snap. They flip out, and the whole thing is screwed into the wall. Well, that's a door. But I figure I'm going to rotate because I got a lot of posters, and I got a lot of cool classic posters. That's a Toolbox Murders. That's an original. The one I had on there, the other videos, was Master of the Flying Guillotine, or Guillotine, and which is a cool-ass flick I wish would be cleaned up and remastered. And then the one when I started my videos was one of my favorite B movies of all time, Destination Inner Space. I got so many great posters, and they're all like folded or rolled and put away, And I figured, you know, I'm doing these videos. Let me kind of showcase, even though when I sit here, I kind of block it. But anyway, we're talking Ghostbusters. Yeah, the transfer wasn't good, but of course, you know, the anniversary came out. I believe this was an anniversary edition. And they remastered it in 4K, and they released it with the second one. So you got Ghostbusters 1 or 2. Most people bought this. I got a lot of papers that came with it. There's the inside. And, of course, it comes with a, you know, the digibook with all kind of cool stuff. It's got all kind of cool extras on here. Beautiful digibook. Yeah, I like the movie. It's funny. Let me think of a quick little story. Yeah. There was a movie that came out, maybe, it might have been the same day, the same release date, or it might have been like a week or two before, called Streets of Fire. It was a Walter Hill film that I love. I have the Blu-ray. I bought the import because it's not out here yet. But Diane Lane and Willem Dafoe, Bill Paxton, Rick Moranis, who's the lead? Why can't I think of his name? Eddie and the Cruisers, and the Philadelphia Experiment. Anyway. Anyway. That should be my catchphrase. It's like Lurch. Can't remember. Michael Pare. And it's just a great movie. Another Time, Another Place. Ellen Aim and the Rockers. Great Jim Steinman music. The soundtrack, I wore the thing out. I wore the cassette out and then the CD. And it's such a great movie. And it came out just before Ghostbusters. And then Ghostbusters, I went and saw it with my friends. And I was like, it's a funny movie. Yeah, it's funny. It's almost like kind of like Blues Brothers. The very first time I saw it, it was like, it's a funny movie. It's got cool music, but yeah, Streets of Fire was so much better. It was so much more creative, and the music was great. I don't know. I was hooked on Streets of Fire, and when Ghostbusters came out, I was like, But now it's a favorite. You know, now it's, you know, you've seen them so much, and it's all part of the fan community, the conventions. Everybody dresses, and of course we have now a female version coming out, which, sorry, I have no desire to even want to see it. I just think it's way too long. I kind of think it's a good idea for them to reboot it, because it is kind of a cool story. You know, there's people out there fighting ghosts, and it's a comedy, and you got a lot of opportunities to be scary and to be funny. Female cast, you know, and then with Bill Murray not doing it, and Harold Ramis, poor Harold Ramis passing, and even if they came back and did cameos, it's, I don't know. You know, Poltergeist, and you know. But what do I know? I got Ghost Rider. Hey, I don't knock this movie. Well, I do. I actually watched the 3D, the sequel, a lot more because it's more way out there. They really didn't know what to do with this. It's kind of entertaining. It's my favorite part is when he's riding along with who is the Peter Fonda, and Ghost Rider in the Sky is playing. They enhanced the soundtrack to add that in there, and that was just like badass. I was like, now this is cool. But the rest of it, I don't know. Like I said, when the sequel came out, I enjoyed that more. But that was done by the guys who did Crank, and they know how to turn it up to 11. The next G movie. Let me take a sippy. This was awesome. Had it on DVD. Kind of came as a surprise. I heard, oh, you got to see this movie. And then when I was going to buy the DVD, I heard that the Canadian version, yay Canada, not blame Canada, brought out a better version that had much more extras and commentaries and stuff. I think the original DVD was bare bones. And they finally brought it out in blue. The Scream Shout Factory guys. Well, this is just Scream. Yeah. Ginger Snaps, one of the better werewolf movies of recent times, although there aren't many. I mean, you got Dog Soldiers, you have this. I know Wolf Cop is out there, but I don't care for that. I'm a Sharknado guy. You can have your Wolf Cop. Wolf Cock. See, I was going to say Wolf Cop penis, and that came out. If you've seen the movie, you know what I'm talking about. Anyway, Ginger Snaps is awesome. Comes with a slipcover. Did I show that Get the Gringo has a slipcover? That's cool. And yeah, but Ginger Snaps, great flick. First time I saw it, I loved it. It was a great take on puberty and that monthly time and mixing it in with the bodily changes. And of course, she's also changing. And both of them are fantastic in the flick. She is amazing. I don't know her name. I'm so sorry. And it gets a little weird there with Mom and the finger, but great. And the first time I saw this, it was like, I wasn't shaky, I wasn't scared, but it was like very tension building, edge of your seat when she's in that closet cupboard thing and the wolf is outside, and I really enjoyed it. It was really kind of cool. And it's a great movie, Ginger Snaps. The sequels are okay too. All three of them, actually. One of them, I don't know if it's the second or the third one. I think it's the third one, is a period piece. It's kind of like go back into the 1800s, 1700s. Anyway, it's like all the same actresses, and it's great. Oh, well, this is certainly great, but you know, I only watched this once on Blu-ray. I saw it once on DVD, rented it, and yeah, it got to me. It got to me, and it was the first of this guy's novels that was brought to the screen, I believe. Although The Lost might have been before, but he's done a number of his novels have come out, and he's even, I think, directed a few of them. But this one stays with me. This one, I just see the name, and it just brings me right back to watching this for the first time. And the real horrifying thing is it's based on real events. It really happened. And I'm talking about The Girl Next Door. Like I said, I watched this when I first got it. And this is even, you know how I say there are certain movies like Requiem for a Dream or Irreversible, or there was something in the F's. And I can't remember now, that I was like, you know, every once in a great while I want to put it in and watch it, but I got it in my collection because I appreciate what it does. I think there was another movie based on this real life event, and it was very tame, although I hear it was better done. But after seeing this, I can't imagine anything being better. In my opinion, knowing the real history, and I cannot think of the original girl that was tortured and murdered by the sadistic aunt and the neighborhood kids. They're on YouTube, the original documentaries, the original news reports of the real girl that this had happened to. And I think this one needed to be as raw as it was to really get that point across of how terrifying and horrifying this must have been. Oh, had to have been. Anyway, I recommend it. It's a well-made movie. It's hard to watch in a lot of scenes, and I praise it for doing what it needed to do and what it accomplished to the viewer when they do view it. And I would say see it if you're bold enough, if you got the balls enough, if you got a strong if you could take it, you know. But The Girl Next Door, yeah. Okay, totally end of the spectrum. Let's kind of wake up a little here. Digital copy in this? No. But this is a fun movie. My buddy Fred told me about this originally, and I knew really nothing about it. And he lent me his DVD, and I watched it. Why won't this close? And I watched it, and I absolutely loved it. And then I was so glad. It was like one of those movies, like, you know, the Blu-ray's never going to come out. And then they finally brought it out. And it's Katie Holmes, Jay Moore, Sarah Polley, William Fichtner. Go! Great movie. Great, great movie. If you have not seen Go, go watch it. It's I believe, a one night, again, one of those one night, everything happens in one night type things. But there are various characters that eventually, not as bad, not as much as Crash did, not the Cronenberg, but the other one. I wish the Crash Cronenberg would come out on Blu. Criterion, get on that. You know how the stories kind of entwine? It's kind of like that. And it's tension building, and it's funny, and it's just badass cool in a lot of things, and it's shocking, like, I don't believe I just saw what I just saw. And the talking cat, and wow, such a great movie. Just get Go. Burp, get Go. Go get it. Great movie. See, now that's another one that I always seem to pass by when I'm looking for something, and I'm thinking now, you know, I haven't seen that in a while. I'm going to need to watch that again. And every Blu-ray collector needs this in their collection. It's without a doubt at least two of the greatest movies ever made. Talking about the Godfather set, all three movies, the collection. Slip cover comes, I don't want anything falling out. Yeah, it comes with all the movies, and it's great. It's great. I haven't watched the third in a while. I have watched the first two off the set, and it's beautiful. They're great. You know, a lot of people really love the second one. I love and appreciate the second one, but the first one is my favorite. The first one, really, when I first saw it, I saw this in the theater. I snuck in. R-rated. Buggy eyes and the horse head and gunshot in the eye. The baptism scene at the end is outstanding, and the extended long wedding scene that just goes on. But this you need to have. You need to have it. And when it came, it was wrapped up with a cool booklet, which I keep separate, but next to it on the shelf, because it doesn't fit in the case. It was shrink wrapped with it. I don't know why they did that, but anyway, The Godfather. Great music, great acting, so many great characters and actors in there. Robert Duvall. Pacino is just, wow. Well, Pacino in the 70s was him and De Niro. Here we go. Here we go. Let's grab them all. Wow. Let's grab them all. Let's try not to go too long on these. Here's the big G, folks. Here's the big G. First one came out was this version. Gojira! Kind of has photo in there with chapters, the disc. Gojira! We'll just pass that because everybody knows Criterion. Thank God Criterion brought it out, and everybody has it. Nice slip cover with some beautiful artwork on here. The what do they call that? The under. Oh, you should. I was gonna say, look at the pop out. Look at the pop up book. But it, you know, it has him under there with the oxygen thing, and Yeah, it's great. Look at that. Freaking Criterion. What did you do? Look at that. That's cool. Why didn't you do something like this Criterion with Fisher King, where when you open it, the Grail, you know? But anyway, I'm not going to say it. There's a cool booklet that came with it, as with all Criterion releases. Was this their first gatefold? I just realized the way it opened. Was this their first? Gojira is first time saw it. First time it was on the Creature Features show, WGN Chicago, back in the 60s, possibly 70s. Whenever it was released for television stations in the U.S. to show, of course, we got the Raymond Burr, you know, the English dub with the Raymond Burr scenes put in. And that version has both versions, which is great. I think both those first discs had both. But I remember seeing it as a little kid. I was a little, you know, 11, 9 years old. And it wasn't scary, but it was just, wow, look at that. There's the scene when you first see the Big G over that mountaintop. All those people are running because they hear him. Boom, boom. And they're all running up that mountain. And his head, the puppet head, pops up and look. And that scared the hell out of me when I was a little kid. You know, and then they walks on and they all run away, but the scientists and them run up and then they see the footprints on the sand. Just great. Wow, I'm just so glad they released the original Japanese version with all that footage and with the children and the prayers, and it's such an outstanding flick. And it spawned, what, 28, 29, 30 movies, sequels? Unbelievable that happened. And, of course, we don't have a lot because of Toho either being very, no, you can't have it, or they're just slowly, eventually trying to get the rights organized to release these. We did have a few releases that came in the original languages, with the original language with the subtitles, and the American dubs, but they're not all out. And I know there's the Heisei, and there's the Millennium, and there's the different eras. I grew up, I watched all of them. I've seen all these movies. I grew up watching those early ones, and from the 70s. And they were great. Mothra, Godzilla vs. The Thing. Great. And then they decided, you know, Universal says, hey, let's release Godzilla vs. King Kong, and it's just in English dub, and it's not the one where Godzilla wins. You know, there's two versions of the ending, and I don't think there's a surviving print. But anyway, this was at El Cheapo, so I picked it up, of course. I didn't pick up King Kong Escapes or whatever, and you know, Godzilla vs. Ebirah, the sea monster. I saw this at the theater, and then the Marquette Theater on 63rd and Kedzie in Chicago. No longer there. And then there was a WFLD, which was UHF, Channel 32, showed this for like 1 week, every day at the same time, like 3 in the afternoon. Every day they played this movie. And me and my friends, Bill and Perry, and we watched it all the time. We just came home from school and we watched it, and we all fell in love with the giant lobster creature. And the deet, 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 and trying to reach the with the button going down. Deet, 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 ah. It was just great, and Mothra in there, and the stealing of the boat, and then I love that story. It's such a bad Godzilla movie, but in my heart, I love that. And the music, it's kind of like a Bond thing. but it's great. It's great. I mean, I want to talk Godzilla. Maybe I'll do a video where I'm just talking about Godzilla movies, but I want to go through this. We're already an hour in. Destroy all monsters. Saw this at the theater with my parents. This is the version, this is the original version, the first one that came out that has a few extras in the commentary by Ed Godzilski and Stephen Reifel, the scholars. But this is the very first version I bought, and then I know they came out, it got out of print, and then it came out again, and I think it didn't have extras or different sound or something like that. But anyway, there was that one, Destroy All Monsters. Godzilla versus a Smog Monster. I used to go to the Brighton Theater in Chicago on Archer Avenue, the Brighton, and they used to play 3 movie matinees. You would go there and there would be 3 movies playing, and you sat through all 3 of them. 6 hours you're there. And this played with, I'll never forget, Godzilla versus the Smog Monster, Frogs with Ray Milland, and Dr. Jekyll and Sister Hyde. Growing up in the 70s was so cool. You got to see those great, well, they're not great, but those movies on the big screen. Imagine a bill where you went to the theater and Godzilla versus the Smog Monster and Frogs and Dr. Jekyll's Sister Hyde. The guy turns into a girl and you get to see some boobies. Mom used to pile all my friends into the station wagon and we'd go to the theater and she'd drop us off at like noon, and then she'd come back around 5 or 6 and pick us all up. It was a fun time. Godzilla vs. Gigan, one of the ones I don't really care about. It's one of the worst, they say, but I, like I said, when I get into the Godzilla video, I'll talk about my favorites. I have certain ones and certain ones you could take. I'm just showing them off right now. Godzilla versus Megalon. This thing, all the Godzilla fans were waiting for this for years. They kept pushing it back, pushing it back, pushing it back. They finally brought it out. And I know most of you Godzilla fans out there, you probably have all of these if you want them. Godzilla versus Biollante. Kind of a cool story with the plant and the flower and the girl's soul. Then they did these doubles. Godzilla versus King Ghidorah and Godzilla versus Mothra, Battle for the Earth. This era I really liked because I liked how they really enhanced the special effects. There was a year where I wanted to see and have in my collection all the Godzilla movies, and I can't remember there was a guy selling bootlegs, although they never shut his website down, that he had like all these Toho movies, all these Ultraman and Japanese movies, and he sold basically like DVD-Rs. He would print up the covers, and they would come in Blu-ray cases. And I can't remember what the website was. I don't even think it's no longer there. He couldn't have been, because I'm sure they shut them down. But I got every one of them, plus some of the extended ones, like the Mysterians and the Frankenstein Conquers the World and War of the Gargantuas, and the sequels. And I have them all. Well, I got rid of the ones when I replaced these. But they were all basically off the Japanese Laserdiscs. So at the end of the movie, they sometimes had the little making-ofs, which were amazing. They were speaking in Japanese. You couldn't understand. There weren't subtitles or anything. But it was just amazing to see, the wire work for the Ghidra's heads and the people in the costumes and the miniatures and that. And when this era came out, they really enhanced with some CGI and stuff, although they still used a lot of the miniatures and the man in suit type thing. But I kind of really liked that era. It was Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla 2 and Space Godzilla, which a lot of people crap on. But I kind of like Space Godzilla. Destroyer, Godzilla versus Destroyer, and Megagarus. Another 2 cool flicks. Gojira, Godzilla 2000 finally came out. And as everybody knows, I don't think we'll ever see Godzilla 85. But you never know. Maybe it'll be on a Japanese import. I think the Japan did release like a Mega Godzilla box set with all of them. And it's probably out of print, but I remember it being extremely expensive. And it was like, no. Godzilla against Mechagodzilla, which is one of my favorites. I really like that one. That's the one where it ends where the girl is sitting on the shoulder of the Mechagodzilla, and the sun, the red sun, going down as Godzilla walks away. And then there's All Out Attack. Some great special effects in there, some fun. Godzilla's just fun. I remember when I got all those, I watched them in order, right from the beginning. I never even seen Godzilla Raids again, the second one. And it was like cool because it was like still in black and white like the original Gojira. And, you know, they were following, getting into like the Antarctica, and he fell in the snow, and it was just cool. It was like, wow, I never knew this movie existed. And then what was the creature he battled in there? The like armadillo. No, it wasn't. I can't think. Anyway, and then the final two, Godzilla SOS and Final Wars. I love the opening credits to Final Wars. I love that they decided to bring all the monsters back and have a little battle out with all of them. But I wish the battle sequences weren't so short. I wish they extended those more and got rid of those goofy Matrix alien guys. Anyway, those are all the Godzillas I have, or Gojiras that I have, and they're fun. Like I said, I watched them all in order from beginning to end, and it was just such a great experience to watch it that way. It was like one a day, or one every other day, or one a week. I remember that year, and I would always have a big bowl of popcorn, some beer, a little thing for some shots every once in a while, some other stuff, and it was just a great experience to watch the whole progression to Final Wars, and I enjoyed it. Talked about this briefly on a video, response video that I did for, there's a YouTuber out there called Skinslip, who had this contest. He recently received 600 subscriptions, 600 subscribers had subscribed to him on YouTube, so he held a contest. And it's a real good contest. And if you look at mine, go back and like two or three videos back, you'll see Skinslip's scavenger hunt. Watch that video, you'll see my responses, but if you look in the information, you'll be able to see all the questions. And dudes, if you got a camera and you got Blu-rays, do the contest. You might win. He's got this huge prize box set that he's just loading with all kind of crap, and he's just giving it out there. And also subscribe to the guy, because he's a really cool guy. I know I said that in that other video, but on these Defending My Collections, I mentioned him a few times along with the S&I guys, the guys from Geeky TV, and I really appreciate their work and everything they do. They're so advanced out there on the internet and with all kind of things, but subscribe to them, subscribe to Skinslip. This movie I talked about, it's a Harryhausen film. You got to have it in the collection. Again, I said in that last video, I got to find out how many he did, but Golden Voyage of Sinbad. Dun, 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 dun. I love the battle with Kali. Kali is one of my favorite Harryhausen creations. I love the Cyclops. I love Kali. I love the giant crab from Mysterious Island. Gosh, Talos is so cool. Some people feel that scene is so slow moving, and it's like, I love the thing. I love the music. Bernard Herrmann. Wow. And this, Miklos Rosa, this was one of the questions in Skinslip's scavenger hunt. He was talking about a movie. I liked the soundtrack more than the movie. It was this. I love the soundtrack to this. Saw this many times in the theater on a hot summer night, a summer afternoon in 1974, 73. So maybe 73, 74, I saw it at that Brighton theater. And it was always hot, but it was cool to go in the theater. It was cool when you watched Sinbad in the Eye of the Tiger. Golden Voyage. It was great. How come nobody's made replicas of the what do they call it? What do they call it? The Ankh? Ankh. No, the host. It doesn't say. The necklace he wears. That there's 3 parts, and then they all form that round thing. Why hasn't anybody made like a resin, at least not to my knowledge, and sell those things? I would love to have a case with those 3. I can't think what they call them. There's a name for it. And you guys are probably yelling it out. It's dead! All right, this movie I heard some good things about. The year it came out, and saw it, and I had to get it on Blu-ray. And the only way it was available, to my knowledge at that time, was this, which I believe was an import I got from Yes Asia. Yes Asia, to get all your great Asian Blu-rays. This movie just rocks. The good, the bad, the weird. It has recently come out in the US in a really crappy case. This is beautiful. This, take a look, folks. There's the front, there's the back. Lots of special features. And comes with a slip case, which opens like this. Look at that. There are the three characters. There's the back. And then it opens like so with the disc. Doing things backwards. Oh, and what's in here? Well, let's look. Look at this. I'm going to show all these off. These are postcards. The back has that. Are they all different? One map, three villains, winner takes all. Yeah, the backs are all the same, so they all look like that. But they're postcards that come with the set. And it's really cool. Just showing them all off. There we go. And there we go. And one more. Cool. Cool beans, man. This was a nice set. Beautiful set. It looks outstanding on Blu-ray in this region, PAL. I believe this is PAL. I can't read Japanese, so I don't know. But anyway, see this movie. It's a great... If you like Westerns, there hadn't been many Westerns out. This is a Korean Western. And you go, Korean Western? It's just as good as like Indiana Jones or something. I mean, you got these characters racing with this, trying to get this map. You got all these characters. Plus you got the three main characters, the good, the bad, the weird. And it's kind of a fun ending, the way what happens and what they all realize and what you realize this all is happening about. But there is this extremely extended, almost a half hour long, if not longer, chasing through the desert where he has armies and military men and people chasing this one guy who has the map to get the map back. And the stunts are unbelievable. Horses really got hurt. There's edited versions. This is the original version. But there are edited, I think the US version is edited slightly to cut out scenes where some of the horses actually got hit by the jeeps in the cars and it had to been put down. I'm sorry about all that, and that's terrible animal cruelty. Excuse me, but man, what a scene that was, and the music is great, and the soundtrack is awesome. It's fun. All right, let me go through these. Catching my breath. This is a classic. This is everybody has, everybody needs, everybody should have. This is the old version. This is the very first version that came out. I know there's a new one with a better transfer and some more extras, but I haven't picked that up yet. I'll get it eventually. Talking about Goodfellas. As long as I can remember, I always wanted to be a gangster. Great movie, Scorsese. Great performances. Violent as hell. Great soundtrack. De Niro. That's my dumb De Niro. All right, Godzilla's long-lost cousin, Gorgo. Yeah, Gorgo. This one, I think I saw this when I was a little kid at the theater, at the Marquette Theater, but I remember it more from television. And it's great because you got this Gorgo. Yeah, you got this creature called Gorgo character, and then you find out. Well, I'm not going to spoil it if you haven't seen it, but if you like giant monster movies, I like Godzilla. See Gorgo. It's great. It's great. It's fun. Getting close. Wow. Yeah, I forgot I had this one too. But I actually like this one. It's a very slow burn movie, and you shouldn't watch it if you're expecting, unless you got a strong constitution. But I enjoyed it. It was kind of a creepy little horror story, and the poster's kind of cool. The cover shot is very disturbing, almost. Yes, it is. The movie is disturbing. The ending gets very disturbing. He's teething. Talking about Grace. Look at that. With the bottle that has like what on it, and then the fly. If you're a horror fan, you've probably seen this. You probably think, it's nothing special. Well, I'm sorry. I beg to differ. I enjoyed it. I thought it was very creepy and very kind of a cool story. Yeah, that's all I'll say about that. This director, I like his early stuff. I don't like all his stuff. I love this movie. For some reason, it's weird. All the other ones, but this one just hooked me for some reason. By its visuals, by its style, by its many, many characters and actors in it. Grand Budapest Hotel, miniature. Great movie. Great. I love it. But Wes Anderson, man. Oh, I didn't give away a thing yet. Do I got something pretty new here? Yeah, I think I got one I can give you guys. Yeah. But you know, Wes Anderson, and it's weird because he does it a lot in this. He does the Kubrick thing where every shot is static and perfectly framed and perfect. The characters are perfectly positioned, and every shot is a beautiful, beautiful painting. And I love it in this. But when he does it in his other movies, what was the one with the Boy Scout that goes away and has the little romance with the girl? But like I said, I like the early stuff, like Rushmore and the Royal Tenenbaums. Those are great movies and great performances. But his other stuff, the Fox and Steve Zissou, Life Aquatic, they don't do nothing for me. And in Darjeeling Limited, it's like sour milk. Oh, get it away, get it away. That might be my quote of this video. Did you notice? Every video I do, in the comments, I do a little quote that I do that really cracks me up. If you viewers don't know I'm doing that and just see it and go, what is he doing? What is that supposed to mean? Well, if you pay close attention to these videos, every once in a while I say something that really is ridiculous and cracks me up, and I think this last one, the spoiled milk, might work. This is a genius classic movie. When it came out, I had to get it, of course. I've seen it on all physical media and on television, talking about The Great Escape. Such a great flick. Not going to talk a whole lot about it. We got about 5-6 movies left, but great movie. Great Escape. And I talked about this one on Skin Slips because it had a cool-ass car that I love, but I love the movie. This is one of two, or is there three? No, there's three. One of three comedies that I absolutely adore. I love. If someone said, you're going to be on a desert island, you can pick three comedies. My favorite three comedies will be It's a Mad, 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 Mad World, A Funny Thing Happened on the Way to the Forum, and The Great Race. These, and especially when they tributed this to Mr. Laurel and Mr. Hardy. Love that movie. Love it. Love those movies. They're great. Beautiful transfer on that. Great Leslie. If you haven't seen The Great Race, if you haven't ever seen this, watch it. Just like Mad Mad World or Funny Thing. There are these big, giant movies that have all these characters. I love that type of comedy. It's great. And speaking of tearjerkers, Digibook on here. Yeah. In another video I was talking about how Stephen King writes these great movies and then his name is on writes these great stories and then his name is on the movie that somebody makes. And everybody thinks, oh, Stephen King, he sucks at these movies. These movies of his are terrible. They're not his movies. They're his stories that people are adapting to make a movie. And it's funny because you get a movie like this, this is brilliant. This is outstanding. This is classy art. This compares with another one of his, which we'll get to when we get to the S's, but I'm talking about The Green Mile, the cool Digibook that came out. But you notice there's no Stephen King's A Green Mile. No, for Shawshank Rebecca, and that ain't Stephen King. It's Stephen King's Carrie or Stephen King's Creepshow. Yeah, or not Creepshow. Well, I kept the thing on here with the sticky boogers. I thought I pulled that off, but I guess I left that on there. Anyway, great movie for young and old. Well, maybe not real young, but yeah, it's talk about sucking those tears out of you at the end. My God, Michael Clark Duncan. Another one we lost way too young. Outstanding performances all around the cast. And here we got two. I didn't buy that really cool magnetic, real nice glossy case. This is the first version that came out, the 25th anniversary. Had to get it. I adore the sequel. Gremlins. I would love to see, speaking of reboots, them take the original script that was R-rated, that was people in McDonald's being attacked by gremlins and the gremlins are eating them. I believe that was like the original screenplay. I think I read that in Fangoria. And then either Spielberg or somebody, they just decided, you know, let's make it more family and make it cutesy. Thus we got Gizmo. I don't know. Gizmo might have been in the original screenplay. The original bad screenplay. You know, the evil one. But Christmas movie. Love it. Love it. Great. And again, like I said, I adore the sequel. The sequel, Joe Dante just took this, skyrocketed into, let's see what we can do. Let's throw everything in there, including the kitchen sink. And he even got Tony Randall doing the voice of one of the gremlins at the end, singing New York, New York. Everything about this I love. I love this movie. Way more than that one. But that's just me. This is getting tall. I'm going to have to... Okay. Expires. Redemption offer. I want to give away a digital copy to you viewers. Oh, I can't use this. This expired on the 2013. I thought this was an older movie. Maybe I picked this up. I don't know. Maybe I had this one. Liam Neeson, our action star of today, The Gray. Heard a lot of good things about this. Didn't see it originally. I waited till it came down to like the $5.99, which is probably why the code is expired. But really enjoyed this movie. Really, really enjoyed it. I didn't mind that he doesn't fight the wolves until the very end. Spoiler. I just love the survivalists, them trying to survive in this climate, and I enjoyed it. I love it. I think it's great. It's a great movie if you haven't seen The Gray. Wow. Of course this is in G. What am I thinking? G-Money. Grindhouse. The Grindhouse movie collection. Slipcase. There they are. The two movies. Planet Terror and Death Proof. This came out after they came out separately. And when they came out separately, I only bought this one because I really like Planet Terror. Rodriguez really knocked it out of the park for me in this one. He tapped into that grindhouse grittiness, and he really enhanced the age of the film, the scratchy, the pops, the discoloration, and I loved it. And it also has an audience commentary track, where, well, not a commentary track, but it's an audio track where it was recorded while people saw this, I believe, at the Alamo Draft House the first time. And it's like the only way to watch this movie. I watch this movie with that all the time, to hear the audience laughing and applauding and screaming, yay, you know, when they see a Tom Savini or some cameo in here. I love this movie, Planet Terror. It's great. But then they came out with, because of course you all know, there were 2 movies with some trailers in between, and it was one big visual experience to go to the theater for. And they came out with the version that's complete. And that's the only reason why I wanted. It's like, oh yeah, it comes with it as an extra movie. I don't hate that proof. It's just like it's 2 movies. I like the first half a whole lot, with stuntman, what's his name, in the bar meeting Rose McGowan, I believe, and then that happens. But then when it gets to the girls in the shop, spending that half-hour scene of them talking about movies and stuff, and then buying the car with the cheerleader girl and that, I fast forward to the chase scene at the end with stuntman Mike, and then he gets shot, and he's like, but Tarantino, thank you for using the opening credits in his Death Proof movie. The opening credits was the music used in the opening credits of Village of the Giants, which is one of my favorite, again, B movies that came out. And he uses it in the opening credits of Death Proof, which it was just like, I know that song. I'm the only one that knows this song when I saw it. But anyway, it's great. Are we going to see a Thanksgiving movie from Eli Roth? Are we going to see a Don't from you know who, Shaun of the Dead, Edgar Wright. I don't know. But we sure got a Machete. We got a Machete movie. We got 2, and a third one on the way. Machete in Space. So yeah, Planet Terror is my big. And why is that in the G's? Because it's right next to Grindhouse. It's, you know, it's got some different stuff. 2 more, folks. 2 more. Okay, I hope this has a digital copy, because this is the one I'm planning on giving away. Yes, and it is, and there's no date on here, so maybe it doesn't expire. Anyway, classic film, G movie, Groundhog Day. Yeah, you got to have it in the collection. It's such a genius story. It's a genius screenplay. The Murray, man. The Murray. And Stephen Tobolowsky. Hey! Andy McDowell, Chris Elliott, and all the gang. You know, it's you got to have it in the collection. It's one of those staples. And here's the last of the G's, folks. 2 hours. Well, not really, but this movie, I heard lots of great stuff about. Really, a lot of good stuff about it. And I took a chance, blind buy. When I heard it was, yeah, you got to see that. It's good. It's got a cool ending, and it goes all out. And I don't know why they were comparing it to the Terminator. But anyway, really, really cool. And so I bought it, sight unseen, and I watched it one night. And I think it was one of my first What's Roger Watching, because at that time I just had to talk about it because I was really enjoying the story. I was so involved in it. The soundtrack is outstanding. And it's a slow burn. It moves along, although you sense stuff's going to happen. There's something weird here as it goes along. And then it gets to this ending, and it's like, wow. Wow, this is great. Wow. The Guest. Have you seen it? See it if you haven't seen it. I loved it. It was amazing. Not what you expect. Not what you think it's going to be. And if I were you, I would avoid everything if you haven't seen this and go out and see it. Comes with the slipcover. Same on the front and back. And, oh, I just moved the thing again. Okay. And then, yeah, we got the movie and the Blu-ray and DVD. And it's time for Roger's giveaway of the digital HD iTunes stream and download code. I'm trying to see if this, it's getting a little dark in here. I'm trying to see if this has an expiration. And I don't see one anywhere, so I'm sorry if you try this and it says it's expired. But I'm going to give this out to the first person who watches my video all the way to the end, and you'll get to get the downloadable streaming copy, digital copy of The Guest. Okay, here we go. I'm going to hold it up there. I'm going to let it focus. Let me get it straight. And there you go. Either still the image or write that down, and there you go. Okay. Thank you. You're welcome. You're welcome. I think I'm going to do that. I like I said, I got a lot of movies, and maybe one every video I'll just throw out there and give away. And it just so happened this worked perfect. It's a newer movie, and it was the last one in my G collection. And I just wanted to share it to whoever wants that movie, and it's a free movie. There you go. Well, guys, that's it. Those are the G's. And the H's are about the same. So, not so much the I's. I might mix the I's. How are the J's? J, 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 I, J. Yeah, I might mix the I and the J together because they're smaller. And so yeah, that's that. Luckily, it wasn't so many. I wasn't going to do this video this soon because I just, like, not yesterday, but the day before, put up the F's. But, you know, I want to get through these because then I want to start doing more videos, like pickups. And, oh, what did I pick up? What did I pick up the other day? Yeah, I'll talk about it later. I'll do it in the pickups. But I want to do some other videos and maybe just concentrate on one or two movies and do like reviews of them. But I want to get my collection out of the way so everybody out there can see all the stuff I got. And like I said, thanks for all the subscriptions, people. Thanks for all the subscribers that have subscribed and have commented. And I really appreciate it. I really do. I'm new here. I'm new to YouTube just this month and a half so. And hey, watch my other videos. I got some older videos. Did you know I wrote a screenplay to an award-winning movie? Yeah, on the down low. It's only on DVD, and it's almost out of print, so get out there and buy it. We did a feature-length documentary on the making, so there's like 2 movies you can get out there for like as cheap as it goes now. Image Entertainment was kind enough to distribute it for us. Thanks to Jesse Rodriguez, who was our agent, got us the deal and stuff. But yeah, and then I got a lot of other like goofy stuff that I did, some old Super 8 stuff, and some theater. I used to do theater throughout the 80s, and I put a couple of my performances up there. So, you know, before I started doing these Blu-ray videos and these what's Roger watching and what's in the box type things, I had videos sitting there on YouTube for years and years and years, and I've only had like maybe 50 views, 40 views, very little, 13 views. So, not that I'm saying you need to watch them, but if you're interested in seeing old goofy Roger D, go look at some of those older videos. I got them all kind of put in playlists so you could find them and go through them. And but if not, no big deal. You know, if you're just interested in seeing what I have in my collection, just tune into those videos. You know, I'm just giving you an opportunity to go out there. They're out there. So enjoy. Anyway, guys, it's been fun. It's over an hour 30, and I talk too much. Thanks for watching. If you just stumbled across this video just because you saw the icon or something and you enjoyed it, hit that. No, it's over. It's over. It's over here. It's right down here. It's a little red box. It says subscribe. When you click it, a little arrow will pop. A check will pop. I'll go, hi. And then do the thumb up or thumb down. And if you don't like it, do thumb up anyway, just because I'm saying do thumb up. And thanks for watching. That's the big thing. Thanks to all the subscribers. Thanks for watching my videos. Like I said, this was a new thing. I just thought, you know, why don't I do it? Because I got movies and everybody else does it. And I'm just sitting here. I come home from work and I go on the internet and do some stuff, maybe play a little games, and then I watch movies. And that's what I do on my off time. And why can't I share this stuff? And the realization is, when I know you're like, shut up, or you switched off already. The realization that I came across is that by doing this, it's bringing up all these cool little stories and things, like when I saw them, and a few of you people actually comment and say you like that. So I'm glad you do, and I hope those that don't, please excuse me, you know, but it's me. I'm just a regular guy. I'll talk about that later. I was gonna talk about why it's called Channel Donstar, because those first videos that I was talking about, it was just my name, Roger BD, and now I changed to Channel Donstar because I wanted to expand and do these videos and possibly reviews and things like that. So I needed to come up with an idea, and I'm explaining it, and I don't want to do it in this video because it's already over an hour and a half. So guys, thanks for watching. It's been great. The drink is empty. Well, one more sip. That wasn't a sip. That was a gulp. Whew, that's pretty strong. It's always stronger when it gets to the bottom. But guys, thanks. I appreciate everything you guys write and like and subscribe. So all I can say is tune in again. Tune in tomorrow for another exciting edition of Defending My Collection, in which we will go through the H movies, the H's. Anyway, guys, it's fun. Thanks a lot. I'm having a great time doing this. I'm having a ball, and not because I'm just drinking, but I'm enjoying. I'm here, you know, just talking, and I'm glad I'm able to go through these, because I'm like, I haven't watched that. I gotta watch that again. You know, so it helps me and it helps you. So I'll shut up now. Guys, thanks for watching. I'm waving. Tune in next time. Next videos will be the H's, and I'm repeating myself, and check out my other videos, and all I can say is thanks for watching. All right, guys, peace, enjoy, thanks. Happy birthday if today's your birthday. Okay, bye-bye.